So I just wanted to go over the Unit 8 portfolio instructions just so that you guys would know what you're supposed to be doing for the portfolio for this unit. So for this unit, you're going to be writing a 500 to 700 word fictional narrative short story. So basically, you are just making up a story, and you can base this on real events that happened in your life or someone else's life, but remember it is fictional, so you have to make up stuff and add to it and make sure you have a theme and all of that kind of stuff in there. Okay, so you're going to start by developing the elements of your story, your characters, your setting, your plot. Remember, your plot will be built on a conflict of some kind, and then a theme. So you have to have a theme or a lesson or a message that you're trying to get across to your audience from this short story. Okay, so you can choose from one of these topics: a dull trip that became an adventure due to a wrong turn, how a pair of enemies joined forces to help someone, a family heirloom that brought each generation good fortune, how a student visiting a nursing home unexpectedly met a hero, or you can just make up a story of your own about anything you want. And again, it can be based on things that really happened or an event that happened in your life, but you have to have a theme to it. Your main character has to have some kind of a conflict in the story, whether it's internal or external conflict, but there has to be something there. So, okay, so you're teaching your audience some kind of lesson or message that you're trying to get across to them based on this story. Now, you need to have between 500 and 700 words. You need to have realistic characters. Try not to use more than 3 characters in a short story. When you get more than that, the story is too short to develop more than 3 characters, okay? You have to have dialogue, guys. And don't just throw in dialogue because Miss Wong says, I have to have dialogue. The dialogue needs to serve a purpose, okay? It needs to help move your plot along, and it needs to give your audience information, okay? It needs to develop your characters. There's reasons, so don't just throw in conversations that don't add anything to the plot because Miss Wong said, I have to have dialogue in there, okay? Make sure that you have all the plot elements: the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. Now remember, this is a fictional story. It's a short story, but you need to engage your reader, and so it needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, okay? Make sure you carefully consider which point of view you're going to use. Is it going to have a narrator? Is it going to be first from one person's point of view? Are we going to see everybody's thoughts? Okay, so kind of remember to figure out what you need to do to get your message across the most effective way and engage your reader. Focus on your word choices, the figurative language you're using, the dialogue. Everything that you use in here conveys the meaning and the tone that you want for your audience. Okay, so pay attention to all of it. You do not need to do research for this story because it is an original story by you, right? So you won't need to cite any sources, but you still need to run the check my work tool at the end before you turn it in, and then include the link at the end of your story, okay? You're going to be graded on 5 categories: the plot, dialogue, organization, word choice, and your conventions, okay? So make sure you use Grammarly or Word or Google Docs to check all of your conventions. But guys, really just be creative and have fun with this. I love reading the short stories that come from you guys because they're entertaining for me. And I just love reading them. Okay, so have fun with it. Don't forget to reread and revise your short story. You never want to you never just want to write it and then just turn it in. You have to reread it several times. Make sure that you have all the pieces that you need. Check the rubric. Okay. And I will be linking the entire presentation with directions right below this video in the intro page here. Okay, so check that out. All right, guys, have fun writing.